Welcome to our session on building an AMA reference list, a critical skill for any histotechnologist. We'll dive into formatting, DOIs, and especially the order of appearance, which is often misunderstood. Getting this right isn't just about academic compliance. It's about ensuring the credibility and verifiability of your work in a field where precision is paramount. We'll cover the specific details that often trip up students, making sure you understand the why behind each requirement. This will set you up for success in accurately citing your sources, which is vital for communicating reliable scientific information. The biggest difference between AMA style and other citation formats you might know, like APA or MLA, is how references are ordered. It's not alphabetical by author, and it's not chronological by publication date. Instead, AMA uses a numerical system based on the order each source first appears in your paper. This means the first source you cite gets number 1, the second gets number 2, and so on. This system directly impacts how your readers trace your evidence back to its origin. Let's visualize this unique approach to make it clearer. So imagine you're writing your paper, discussing a new staining protocol, for instance. The very first time you mention a piece of research, that source becomes reference number 1. The next source you introduce, perhaps a different antibody validation study, becomes reference number 2. The numerical sequence continues throughout your entire paper, building your reference list as you go. This method ensures that your reference list directly reflects the flow of your argument, making it easy for a reader to follow your scientific narrative. Now, let's break down what a single AMA reference looks like using a real example. Let's take a look at this specific one, the Shy paper from 1991, to see how all these elements come together in an AMA reference. This paper is foundational because it introduced heat-induced epitope retrieval, a technique that revolutionized immunohistochemistry simply by unmasking antigens previously hidden by formalin fixation. Notice the author's last name and initials, the title of the article, the abbreviated journal name, the year, volume, issue, and page numbers. Also, pay close attention to the DOI, or Digital Object Identifier, at the end. This unique identifier is essential for direct access to the article online, allowing anyone to verify your source with a single click. Understanding each part helps you accurately construct your own references. Next, we'll discuss the 2 most common mistakes students make when building these lists. Based on my experience, students often make 2 key mistakes when creating their AMA reference lists. First, they struggle with the precise formatting of each element within a reference, especially journal abbreviations and punctuation. Second, and perhaps more critically, they misapply the order of appearance rule, often defaulting to alphabetical order. These errors can significantly impact the clarity and accuracy of your citations. Imagine citing a critical diagnostic guideline like those for Ki-67 and breast cancer from Dossett and others incorrectly. A bad citation could lead to misinterpretation of diagnostic criteria, potentially affecting patient care. We'll tackle the first of these common pitfalls next, which is the author rule. The author rule is more than just formatting. It's about giving proper credit, and avoiding plagiarism. This rule ensures that every piece of information you use from an outside source is correctly attributed. It's not just about staying out of trouble, it's about demonstrating the depth of your research and acknowledging the intellectual contributions of others. For example, when citing a foundational paper like Shy and others from 1991 on the microwave antigen retrieval, you're not just listing a name. You're acknowledging a revolution in immunohistochemistry that dramatically improved diagnostic accuracy, right? This technique, by unmasking epitopes, allowed for far more sensitive and specific detection of cellular markers, transforming how we diagnose and research diseases. We'll also touch on other common citation issues that often trip students up. Now, let's move on to some specifics about how to format those citations correctly. So let's dive into the specifics of DOI formatting, which is crucial for accurate citations. Getting your DOIs right ensures that your readers can easily find your sources. There are clear do's and don'ts when it comes to representing these unique identifiers. For instance, the Dossett and others from 2011 paper, which established Ki-67 guidelines for breast cancer, is a critical reference. If its DOI is incorrectly formatted, a researcher trying to validate your work might struggle to locate this essential diagnostic standard. Proper formatting makes your work look professional and helps maintain academic integrity. Next, we'll discuss how to integrate this citation work into your writing process from the very beginning. This brings us to a key strategy: build as you go. Don't wait until the end to tackle your citations and references. Incorporating them throughout your writing process saves you a lot of stress later on. When you find a piece of information you want to use, cite it immediately. This approach ensures that your bibliography grows organically with your paper. It also helps you keep track of your sources and prevents last-minute scrambling. This proactive approach is essential for maintaining accuracy, and it leads us to our next point about verifying every source. Building on the idea of integrating citations, it's absolutely critical to verify every source you use. Don't just assume a source is credible. Take the time to check its validity. This means looking at the author's credentials, the publication, and the date. A quick check can save you from using unreliable information. Imagine citing a protocol for a new antibody without verifying the source. If that protocol is flawed, you could waste expensive reagents, invalidate an entire experiment, or worse, compromise diagnostic results if it's a clinical application. To verify, always check PubMed for the original publication. Read the methodology section, not just the abstract, to ensure the claims are supported, and look for retractions or corrections. Always double check that the information you're citing actually supports your point. This step is vital for the integrity of your research and your paper. We'll now look at how to tie all these citation practices into your specific assignment. You start with a template that mirrors the structure of your final paper, ensuring a logical flow from the outset. This isn't just busy work, it's about building a robust framework for your research. You'll construct your introduction to clearly identify a gap in the existing research, which is crucial for establishing the significance of your work. Then your objectives, research question, and methodology will naturally flow from that identified gap, creating a cohesive and compelling proposal. Remember, this outline is a proposal, so you're not presenting results, but rather a solid, well thought out plan for your research. This structured approach ensures every part of your paper serves a clear purpose. Now let's talk about how this outline becomes the very spine of your paper. And this week, your discussion board activity is actually your peer review for this outline. You need to post your working argument by Thursday. This gives everyone time to give and get feedback. Make sure you apply that feedback before the outline is due on Monday. This peer review is a critical step in refining your argument and ensuring your outline is as strong as possible. Engaging with your peers helps you spot weaknesses you might have missed. This collaborative process strengthens your argument before it even gets to me. Now, let's look at why my feedback on this outline is so important. My feedback on your outline is truly the most valuable feedback you'll receive all term. It directly shapes your paper. If you build this outline well, your paper is already half written. Do this part right and you'll feel a huge difference next week when you start drafting. This isn't just about getting a good grade. It's about developing a skill that will serve you throughout your entire career. A strong outline means less stress and a better final product. I'll see you in the discussion board, ready to help you refine your thinking.